Hello everyone, welcome back to more The Prince of Persia Sands of Time. Um, Trying to think in this part. Yeah, in this part we scale the lift. We're basically going to the Tower of Dawn, so we can technically reverse things, but not everything is as it seems. And as you may have seen in the last part, the prince saw Farah take the dagger from him. So you can kind of understand his reaction right here. Yeah. Yeah, but as Farah was saying, the Tower of Dawn is there. But, slight spoiler alert, what I'm going to say is, the reason why she takes it, because it does happen, yep, it does happen. I think we did see a vision, like, quite a while back of her taking it, but he didn't do anything. He didn't, like, react. He's only just reacting to it right now. The reason why she does take it in the end is kind of his own fault. So he has himself to blame. You know, we won't see it. Yeah, we won't see it in this part, but we'll see it in the next part. That'll basically explain. You know, you'd think he'd learn from the fact that he tried to listen to some dodgy old man. Yeah, put the dagger in the hourglass, and you know you'll get the fullest potential of it, and wondrous things will happen. Yeah, of course. Don't. You know, you don't know nothing about the sands of time. You don't know what's going to happen. You don't know, you know, how hell's going to break loose, and there's going to end up being a zombie apocalypse. But guess what? It happened. And guess what? You turned your own dad into a zombie and then you had to kill him. So you think surely the fact that you've just basically unleashed the T virus equivalent to turning everyone into a zombie, not like as in the whole. I mean, I'm guessing it's just the palace. I don't know if this is a whole world thing. I have no idea. I assume it's just in Persia for the most part. I don't know. I honestly don't know how far the sands go. I'm really not sure. I don't think it's one of those apocalypse things like the Prince of Persia, the HD one is that's like an apocalypse thing. That's like the whole world is in danger. But in here I think it's just Persia. I'm not 100% sure, but you'd think he'd learn from such a big mistake that he wouldn't hesitate and he would just do what needs to be done. But he's all like, nah, something's not right, and I'm like, really? Do you have time for this? Really? I guess he does. I don't know. He has time to faff about. Anyway, so yeah, we're pretty much coming up to the almost the end game. What are you thinking so far, Jamie?
What do you mean?
Because I know you haven't got up to this part of the game.
Oh right, yeah.
What do you think? What do you think of the game so far? I mean, as we've kind of drawn to the close, really. What's your thoughts?
Yeah, it's pretty. That's interesting seeing how it actually ends. Well, like further on, since I never got this far, so it's good to like actually finally know how it fucking ends.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah. I mean, the problem that some people have with these sort of games, I don't mean like the repetitiveness. I mean, the whole time travel aspect is the fact that it's one of those things where people don't know whether you should mess with time or not. Well, you shouldn't really mess with time anyway, but like the thing that I'm always confused is that I've either watched programs or played games where time has been an aspect. Like, you know, I've recently played Bayonetta, and that's, I mean, it's not heavily on time. She's got her witch time thing, which kind of slow things down for her, but she doesn't time travel as far as I know. But she can't rewind or anything like that. But I'm always confused because there's been different times where like people will go back in time to undo their fate. The
Yeah.
prince does this. He does this in Warrior Within. Um, and it's like, okay, if you alter the past, then the future will ultimately be changed. But there are times where people will alter things in the past. They go back to their timeline and nothing has changed.
Yeah.
I'm like, which is it? Do you affect your timeline or not? It's like, okay, you went back. Let's say you went back and you warned yourself that this is going to happen. You're going to die and you mustn't die. Please don't do this. Okay, you go and do it, and then you go back to the future, and this has changed. This and this has changed, and you're like, what the hell? Why is this happening? Or you could say vice versa. You do it, you survive, but nothing has changed. So it's ultimately like you've saved the past, but the future hasn't really. It's so confusing with time travel.
Yeah.
You really just don't know which is what. I mean, in this continuity, it is literally about a prince who keeps making mistakes, and he keeps trying to undo them by reversing time. And he does change things, but he changed things for the worse all the time. Like, the prince can't catch a break. I do feel sort of sorry for him because he's a bit naive and gullible. Clearly, pride was an issue with him. He wants to impress his father, honor and glory and all that. And then, basically, to sum up Warrior Within without spoiling it too much, he tries to undo his mistakes. That ultimately causes two thrones to come into play, whereas mistakes lead to more mistakes. So it's like he can't catch a break. In the end, it does kind of conclude in Two Thrones. Somewhat satisfying, I guess. But yeah, he can't catch a break. Literally, it's just mistakes after mistake after mistake. You'd think he'd learn by War Within, but clearly he does not. He just thinks everything is fine, and he makes like 2 or 3 mistakes in War Within, and he goes back in time, and it's like, it doesn't matter, I can go back in time like the 5th time, and undo it, thinking everything is fine, and then he makes another mistake. As there's like an old man in War Within, you only see him like once, and he basically says, what you have to realize is that messing with time is a dangerous thing. If it's set in stone that something's supposed to happen, it will happen no matter what you do. So even if you change something, it will ultimately lead to what it's supposed to lead. That's basically what it's saying. You can't change your fate. And the prince doesn't listen, of course, even though technically he's supposed to be older and whatnot. No. But yeah, he doesn't listen, and basically it bites him in the butt again. So this I believe is the last of these upgrades. I don't know if there is any more. I didn't find any. I've never found any. The amount of times I've played this game, because I've played this game a lot. So I want to say this is the last one, and this is the only one where Farah acknowledges him going in it. But watch what happens when he comes out. Of course, every time we do it, the entrance is blocked. It's as if he never went there in the first place. So he's going to have a massive bellyache again and be all derpy derp.
He's glowing.
I still don't know what that voice is telling him to die. I don't know who that is, but
What are you talking about?
Never mind.
Anyway, he goes in, he comes out, the wall's completely patched. He asks Farah, how long was I gone? She doesn't even realise he left. So it's as if, I don't know, it's as if he went back in time when he drank that, to the point where not only did it not, I don't know, time travel, guys. This is what happens. Basically, it happened to him, but she don't remember it. Blah, blah, blah. It's like the time where I said, like, if you kill yourself or something and you rewind time when Farah's about, she will know that you've rewound time, even though she's not supposed to. But she has a bad well, not a bad feeling, but she just says, that's strange, I feel like I've met this moment before. And she says that every time you rewind time, so it's to indicate as if she knows that something isn't quite right. He's done something.
Like
which,
subconsciously.
yeah, I like that. I like that. I like that little nudge, just like saying, "Oh, you know, you've changed something." You know, because obviously he's meant to do it subtly to the point where she doesn't know it. Which I'm not going to reveal, but at the end of the game, he makes another mistake, like his final mistake of the game, and he rewinds time to fix it, which is kind of funny. It's kind of funny how he uses it, but you know, subconsciously, she might still remember. You know, if this game's anything to say of how she's always feeling like something's not quite right, she might still subconsciously remember. But I don't know. I guess it's up to debate, really. But this is the annoying part of the game that I was telling you about. And I think it's the last part where you have to protect Farah. Yes, you do get separated later on again. The enemies just... they keep going after her. I mean, you know, she's firing arrows. I get that. But it's like... I'm the guys... guys. Yeah, I am many guys, no. I am the guy with the blade and the dagger. You'd think they'd come after me, but no, they just want to swarm her and basically reduce their health. And yeah, these are the worst enemies because they've pretty much got their scimitars and their spears, and they pretty much block all the time. You can't jump over these guys, so yeah, I hate these enemies. And right at the end of the game, they throw all of them at you. All of them. And okay, it's easier because you get the best sword in the game at that point, but it's still annoying because they can still block the best sword in the game. You still gotta hit them with it, but at that point it's just kind of like, die already. I mean, come on, you're gonna die, so just die. Jesus. But yeah, I never hate missions where you have to protect someone or keep an eye on her and whatnot. But yeah, the whole time travel thing is way too confusing, and it's like whether you should mess around with it. I mean, the best thing I can say is, you know, don't mess around with time. It's too confusing. You know, you just don't know what's going to happen. Doctor Who, take notes. But not that I really watch Doctor Who, but you know. But yeah, I mean, it's like going off tangent again, randomly. But Sonic 06 is one of those games that involves time travel as well. It's one of those games that is pointless. What I mean by pointless is that ultimately what you do basically means that ultimately nothing happens. That's the best way I can say it. It is somewhat similar to Prince of Persia, but essentially what you do is you do all this, save the world, and then you reverse everything, and nothing ultimately happens. So it's like everything was ultimately pointless in the end, if you know what I mean. Because it's like, what's the point? Everything's reverted to normal. The main character can't remember anything. It's all pointless. What was the point? The whole objective is pointless. But there you go, you know. It's like, I can understand when, say for example, I don't know, well no, this game sort of suffers the same thing, where it's like, you know what you need to do, like, you know, you need to go back in time and you need to stop this yada yada yada. Okay, do it. But instead you don't. Instead you carry on making, you know, doing this and this and this, doing this and this, prologue and everything, and then in the end you decide to end things. Why don't you just end it there and then, instead of wasting your time? But you know, that's time travel for you. Way too confusing. But anyway, we got a nice little, we got a mini preview of, you know, just basically going to the hourglass, and then we see Farah trying to take it again. So
the evil look in her eyes.
Yeah. Things are about to get somewhat interesting in the next part, and I think we might get the best sword in the game next part. It's either next part or the part after, I'm not 100% sure, but join us then.
Oh yeah.
Alright.